It's game 7 of the ALCS. And you're telling me that George Springer hits a 3-run home run to send them up 4-3 to then eventually just go on and win the game 4-3 and the Blue Jays go to the World Series. Wow. Let's relive that moment for a second. So George Springer said it best. So I was up till about 1 a.m. that night listening to the post game conference with Big Poppy, A-Rod, Jeter, interviewing all the players. When they interviewed George, he said it best. The 7, 8, 9 hitters were the reason why he was up there in the first place to hit that 3-run home run. Barger, leadoff walk. That's never good. Then the single by IKF. And then the Gimenez, beautiful bunt sacrifice. And then Springer, bye-bye baseball. That could have easily been a 1-2-3 inning for the 7, 8, 9 hitters. But no, they delivered and got Springer up there, and he put on the blue jacket, and they went to the World Series. Now, let me tell you about Springer's postseason numbers. In 78 playoff games, wait, stop there. 78 playoff games. That's already impressive in itself. So George Springer has played 78 playoff games. He has 23 homers, 47 RBIs, and he's batting .264. All hail George Springer! Bang! That game is over. Springer 3-run home run. Now, looking back on it, all hands on deck. Munez hasn't pitched since Friday. The game was Monday. Why didn't they just bring in Munez when they pulled Wu? He could have pitched 2 or so innings and probably got them out of it, but they brought in Bizardo, who led up the 3-run home run. I'm not an MLB manager. I would probably make the mistake too, so I can't fault him, but I would have liked to see Munez there. Or I would have even liked to see Wu continue pitching, but they brought in Bizardo. The game is over. Okay, enough about George Springer. We're talking about Vlad Guerrero Jr. This man is the man, okay? He literally signed 14 years, $500 million to the Blue Jays, okay? I thought he could have gone to Boston maybe. That would have been a slap in the face to Toronto. I thought he was maybe going to go to Boston. Tristan Casas is clearly not working out at first. Put Vladdy there and they would have been way better, but he stayed loyal to the Blue Jays and he signed a 14-year, $500 million deal to stay in Canada, to stay in Toronto. And guess what? A couple months later, they're headed to the World Series. He has delivered, okay? This postseason, he's batting .442. He has 6 home runs, and his OPS just doesn't make sense. 1440. I know it's 11 games. It just still doesn't make sense. He's delivering, and like he said to Bichette, he's my brother. Bichette has been hurt. They're still delivering. They haven't even had Santander. Whatever they decide to do, whether they play Bichette, I don't think they should, honestly. But Vlad knows that he's my brother. They played forever together. I don't know what's going to happen to Bichette next year, but Vlad is doing this without Bichette, without Santander. It's crazy. Ernie Clement has 18 hits in 11 games. The dude is on fire. 18 hits in 11 games. Ernie Clement. Alejandro Kirk, he's like 5'7", 260. He's turning into an elite catcher. Like, we need to get this man a World Series, okay? He is the man. And just guys like Addison Barger coming up clutch. Nathan Lucas coming up clutch. IKF at the 8-hole coming up clutch. Like, it's an incredible story, okay? But let's go to the Dodgers for a second in the World Series. So I'll throw the Blue Jays shirt away for a second, and we'll talk about the Dodgers, okay? It's going to be epic. We just saw in Game 4 of the NLCS, Shohei Ohtani probably just have the best game in baseball history. Like, how do you even fathom? Let's take a deep breath. He had 3 home runs and 10 strikeouts in a clinching game to get to the World Series. We love Schwarber in Philadelphia. He hits 2, 3 home runs a game sometimes. Imagine him just going to the mound and pitching 6 innings and striking out 10 guys also. It doesn't make sense. He is He's truly unbelievable. So that's the greatest performance. It's crazy. And then I don't know if you remember, but back in the Phillies series against the Dodgers, Will Smith came in to pinch hit as the 9-hole hitter. Like, we forgot all about Will Smith. He's like top 5 catcher defensively and hitting wise. He's batting 400 this postseason. That's crazy. So they just have these guys, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Teoscar Hernandez, Shohei Ohtani. That lineup is stacked. And please don't forget about the clutchest batter in probably postseason history. That's a little bit of a stretch, but for my kind of last 10, 15 years, it's been the clutchest batter, Kike Hernandez, okay? He always has a big hit, and he's doing so well. And guess what's going to happen? In Game 1 of the World Series, he's setting the record for most games in a Dodger uniform in postseason history. Kike Hernandez, crazy, okay? They have Tommy Edman. He's a switch-hitting dog. He can bat leadoff. He can bat cleanup. He can bat the 9-hole. Either way, everything is good with Tommy Edman, okay? And why is Max Muncy all of a sudden looking like Nolan Arenado at the hot corner? Max Muncy is making play after play after play at third base. So good defensively. He's crazy good. And he still has pop in his bat where he can hit a home run at any at bat. So Dodgers are very scary. And their pitching is just mind-blowing. All year long, Dodgers don't have a good bullpen. Dodgers bullpen is shaky. Now we just heard the news of Vesia being away for deeply serious family matters. That's such a shame. I wonder what's going on with him. I hope he's doing okay. But that just makes their bullpen even weaker. But who needs a good bullpen when you got Yamamoto pitching 9 innings in a playoff game? That just never happens much anymore. The dude pitched 9 innings, a complete game in the playoffs. Crazy. You got Shohei Ohtani pitching 6 now, almost 7 innings. You got Blake Snell with a .5 whip or something like that and a .8 ERA, striking out 9, 10 guys, pitching 6, 7 innings. You don't need a good bullpen when these starters are just pitching 6, 7, 8 innings or 9 innings like Yamamoto. You just need one guy to get you another inning or two and the game's over. So it's crazy. And then Glass now comes in and is looking like the man. I mean, he's obviously always been a good pitcher, but he's pitching 6 innings of shutout baseball. It's going to be very hard to beat this team. All right. So Game 1, Friday. You got Blake Snell, like I said earlier, with the .52 whip and the .80 ERA. Holy smokes, 3-0, 28, 30 strikeouts, whatever he's got in the 3 games, versus Trey Yesavage. The dude lives 40 minutes from here. Should I go drive to his parents' house and be like, let's go? He's 22 years old from Pottstown, and he was in single A to start the year. Single A. And now he's pitching Game 1 of the World Series at the Rogers Center at home in front of 40,000 fans. You can't make that up. It's insane. I think I read somewhere he had 5 stops this year. 5. He didn't just get traded from like the Mariners to the Blue Jays or, the Reds to the Blue Jays. He was in single A and he worked his way up to the MLB. Okay, maybe he's on the roster for the playoffs. No, he's the Game 1 starter. You can't make that up. Insane. I laugh and just smile about it because that's a truly crazy story. And it just helps that he's a local guy, Pottstown, 22 years old. That's insane. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be tough. They didn't announce Game 2 starter for the Blue Jays. Dodgers, Dave Roberts already announced that Game 1 is Snell, Game 2 is Yamamoto. I don't know who's going to pitch Game 2. Maybe Mad Max. Maybe Shane Bieber. I will say Mad Max Scherzer is the man. I was up so late watching that postseason or post-game conference like I was telling you guys about earlier. They were just asking Max stuff, and he was so fired up. He was the man with his 2 different colored eyes. He's the man just talking like it's crazy. So he's going for his 3rd World Series. I don't know. He's been clutch. He's 41 years old. Maybe they pitch him Game 2. I don't know, but the Blue Jays have something special at home. They were 54-27 at home at the Rogers Center this year. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Maybe it's something about, got to get my passport. That's so much work. Got to go to Toronto. Maybe that's tiring out the players and Blue Jays have the home field advantage. I don't know. But that horn after they hit a home run, boom. That's epic. I could just hear the horn already. They put on the blue jacket. Hey, 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 home run. I think the Blue Jays have something special. I can't wait for the World Series. I think Blue Jays at worst. Let's just say they split at home, like for games 1 and 2. Maybe Blake Snell is unhittable. Okay, fine, we'll give him that. I think they can get to Yamamoto. I really do. So it's 1-1, let's just say. I don't know. You go back to LA, you got 3 in LA. People might say, we're not coming back, like we're staying in LA. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe they drop 2 or 3. I don't think they just get swept in LA. So let's just say at worst, they split at home and they drop 2 or 3 to LA. That's fine. LA did what they were supposed to do. Now it's 3-2, similar to the Mariners series. Going back to Toronto, I think Toronto gets it done and wins 2 in a row, and they win 4-3. But that's at worst if they split. I have a weird feeling that they crush it at home in game 1 and 2, and they go up 2-0, and then all you got to do is just kind of win 1 in LA, because it's going to be hard to win 3 in a row for LA. So you drop 2 or 3, and then it's 3-2 Toronto, and then you just got to win 1 at home, and you win the World Series. Think about the Phillies in 2023 when they blew it to Arizona, when they were up 3-2 going home. I don't think Toronto does that. I think they win one of the two, but it's going to be tough. I'm not making a prediction. I just think at worst they split at home. They definitely, or maybe they win 3 in LA. Who knows? But they probably lose 2 or 3 in LA. Maybe they split at home. But I think somehow, some way, the Blue Jays are winning this series, either 4-2 or 4-3, because this home field advantage in the Rogers Center is epic. I can just hear it. I can't wait to hear it. I hope there's some home runs. It's the best. That horn is epic. I am rooting for the Blue Jays. I said to my friends back in July, I think Mariners win the World Series. I was wrong there because they got bounced in Game 7 to the Blue Jays. You typically see the hot team go on a run and win the World Series. Dodgers are the juggernaut, though. They don't have to be hot. They're always hot. They're so good. This is epic. It's like the hottest team in baseball the whole year. Blue Jays have been so good the whole year, and they're specifically hot right now. You can't count them out. They were down 2-0 to the Mariners. They lost 2 games at home to the Mariners, and they still won the series 4-3. Epic. They are scorching hot. Vladdy is scorching hot. I want the Blue Jays. I have a weird feeling the Blue Jays win. Let's go. This ball is out of here. See you in game 1. Let's go. I hope for a good series, but I'm thinking Blue Jays win.